So, Omoyele Sowore has made allegations against the Minister of the FCT in the last 2 weeks or so. He has accused him of money laundering through the purchase of houses in Florida. You've all read about that, right? So this is the Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, and this is the man at the center of the accusation by Omoyele Sowore. So let's look at it together. What are the issues of law? This is Omoyele Sowore, a journalist, someone that lots of people have known over time. He's been the publisher of Sahara Reporters for a number of years now. And he is a person that has made these publications against the Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike. And he has published, if you check his Facebook page, official Omoyele Sowore's Facebook page, you have this on that page. I'm taking this directly from his Facebook page. And you can see here 113 Spring Creek property. The value of this property is 1,002,000 US dollars. And you can see the name here. The name that he has published here is the name of Nyesom Wike's wife. Okay, Eberechi Nyesom Wike. And this is the amount that is said to be the worth of the properties that have been purchased in Florida, United States of America. He has also published this on his Facebook page. I took it from his Facebook page. If you check it, you'll see it there. This is Wike's son. This is Wike himself. This is Wike's wife. This is Wike's son. This is Wike's daughter. I do not know whether the houses here are the houses that Sowore is talking about in Florida, but obviously it is a photograph of Nyesom Wike and the wife attending the graduation of the son here, who was recently called to the Nigerian bar. Perhaps these are the houses that Sowore is talking about. Now, Sowore has gone a step further by asking his lawyer, Deji Adeyanju, to write a letter to the Honorable Attorney General of Florida, Honorable James Othmeyer, Office of the Attorney General, State of Florida, and so on. It's addressed here, petition for forfeiture and prosecution in respect of properties acquired in Florida by Mr. Nyesom Wike, CON, Minister of the Federal Capital Territory of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He says, we are solicitors to Mr. Omoyele Sowore, and he has given the subject of the petition, and he has signed here Deji Adeyanju Esquire, and he has added his Nigerian Bar Association's official seal here, which is a seal used by lawyers here in Nigeria. And he has signed, he has dated it here. So it's official. He has sent the letter to the Attorney General of Florida to investigate, and the person he's asking to be investigated is the man here, Nyesom Wike. It's very clear, very specific about the person, okay, to be investigated. Now, all of these have taken place in the last 2 weeks or so. So let's unpack it together. What's the position of the law on this? Now, let's look at the law in Florida, because the location, okay, under reference is Florida. And in this case, the law that readily comes to play is a money laundering law of the state of Florida. What does it say? If one is found guilty of money laundering, what is the penalty? What's the position of the law, on it? So we look at it together. Florida law defines money laundering as a financial transaction or series of transactions used to conceal, disguise, hide, or process money other than proceeds generated through criminal activity. So it simply means making illicit money to appear legal. Okay, so let's say someone plants marijuana, and then he knows that the sale of marijuana is prohibited. And so he finds a way to sell marijuana and then decides to use the money to run a legitimate business. Maybe he uses the money to sell cars. So he has a shop, he has a showroom where vehicles are are sold, legitimate business, but the source of that money is an illegitimate business of the sale of marijuana. So it simply means making illicit money appear legitimate. Now, in this wise, money diverted from contracts in Nigeria for the purchase of assets such as the houses in Florida would qualify for money laundering, because that was not the original intendment of that money. The money was appropriated in either a state or wherever in Nigeria for public use. If you divert the money for the purchase of houses in Florida, it qualifies completely for the offense of money laundering. But that's not all. A prosecutor must show that the person accused of money laundering knew about the underlying criminal activity or the unlawful source of the proceeds. So he has accused Nyesom Wike of money laundering. He has to prove, okay, Showore now working with the prosecution, he has to prove that Wike had known that this is illicit money and that he's not authorized to make use of the money, and that the source of that money is an unlawful activity, a criminal activity, corruption, diversion of funds that was meant for public use and all that. The prosecutor must also prove that the defendant knew about the intended use of the financial transaction to protect the proceeds gained from criminal or corrupt practices. It must be clear that he knew very well that what he's doing amounts to money laundering, diverting money that was meant for a particular purpose, and then you use it to do another purpose altogether. Now, there are various degrees of money laundering under the Florida Money Laundering Act, and there are various degrees of punishment, okay? Now, the first one, there are 3 degrees. First degree, second degree, third degree. So we start with the third degree. It becomes third degree felony if the transaction values a total of 300 US dollars down to 20 US dollars. So if the money involved is just $300 up to $20,000, then it is known to be third degree felony. And if it is an amount totaling from 20,000 and above up to 100,000, it comes under second degree felony. It comes under second degree felony, right? I will show you the penalty for each of these, the punishment for each of these. Now, if it is from 100,000 naira and above within a period of 12 months, okay, some people just take the money one by one, like 20,000, 30,000. When the total of it amounts to $100,000, okay, it qualifies for first degree felony. And first degree felony, the punishment is higher. I'll show you the punishment. Now, Showore's allegation is that the money is over 1 million naira. Let's look at the allegation that Showore has published here. You see the amounts. So this is what Showore is talking about. He is saying that this amount has been laundered by Nyesom Wike, and therefore the amount is above 100,000 US dollars. This is 1 million US dollars plus. So it qualifies for first degree felony under the law, under the Money Laundering Act of the state of Florida, right? Now, what is the punishment? The Florida state laws sets out a maximum sentence for money laundering offenses, okay? So third degree, okay? Third degree, remember it was $300, between $300 and $20,000. If you are found guilty of that, you'll be sentenced to imprisonment for 5 years, right? Second degree is from $20,000 and above up to $100,000. If you are found guilty, the term is 15 years, okay? So, the first degree felony, if you are found guilty, the term is 30 years. 30 years. So, Showore's allegation is first degree because of the amount involved. If Nyesom Wike is found guilty, as alleged by Showore, okay, Nyesom Wike is to go in, if he makes himself available in the United States of America and is tried, Nyesom Wike will go in for 30 years, not less than 30 years imprisonment in the state of Florida, right? But that's not all. Now, a conviction of money laundering charges may also require the payment of fine to the state of Florida. So you don't only go to jail. The judge can also pronounce that, see, the incidences of money laundering, taking money from Africa and bringing it to Florida is getting out of hand. It's too much. And for that reason, I want to send a clear message and therefore says, you go for 30 years imprisonment and still pay a fine. Okay? Now, Florida money laundering laws specifically allows a fine as much as $250,000 or double of that. It all depends on the judge that is trying. So the judge can double it and make you to pay as much as 500,000 US dollars as fine for money laundering. Now, that's still not all. There is the burden of proof. Note also that the property can also be forfeited. The state of Florida can also, depending on the evidence presented against an accused person, forfeit the property in addition to the punishment that is given. So you lose the money and then lose your liberty by going to stay in jail for a number of years. But note very well that it is one thing to allege, it's another thing to prove. What is the burden on Showore? And this is very critical. This is very important. And this is where Showore must go beyond the letter of his lawyer and must also go beyond the publication of the pieces of information that we have seen on social media. Showore has a duty to prove his allegation against Wike, right? Now, note very well that the allegation, every allegation that is without proof will surely go to nothing. It will fail. If you allege and there is no proof to support your allegation, certainly it will fail in any court of law. Now, if Showore is able to prove the allegation against Nyesom Wike, then Wike will go to jail. He will go to jail and would most likely forfeit the properties to the state of Florida. And if he steps into America, he will surely serve a jail term of not less than 30 years. How many years is Wike today? Wike is someone that is not less than 60. So if he goes to the state of Florida and serves a prison term of 30 years, that's a lot of time, right? That's a lot of time for someone that has served as governor and someone that is serving as safety minister to go and spend in prison custody. It is no joke at all. But note that the burden on Showore is huge. It's no light burden. It's a criminal allegation. In all the documents published by Showore, there is no mention of the name Nyesom Wike. Have you seen any mention of the name Nyesom Wike in any of those documents? Have you seen? I have not seen any mention of the name Nyesom Wike in those documents. What you see is the name of the wife and the name of the children. Nyesom Wike's name, let's tell ourselves the truth. This is law that I'm discussing. Nyesom Wike's name is not in any of those documents. Now, criminal liability under the law in any country of the world is personal. Criminal liability is personal. A husband is not punished for the infractions of the wife. A wife is not punished for the infraction of the husband. When a husband does an offense, he takes responsibility for it. He goes in for it with his name. When the wife does something wrong, she goes in for it also with her name. Now, in law, the law of crime, you wear your name like your garments. You just wear your name like your garments. You are the one that slapped this man. You go in for it with your name. Nobody carries that burden for you, right? So, if Showore is unable to prove that Wike is the owner of these properties, these houses, or to show that Wike is linked to the houses, then the petition will fail. And Wike can claim damages for defamation of character against Showore. This is a pure issue of law. None of those documents carries Wike's name. If you have seen, show me in the comment section. The documents rather carry the names of other persons. Are you able to link Wike with those names to show that Wike is the person that passed the money for the wife to purchase the property? Do you have evidence of that? Was it done electronically? Can you present the evidence? So these are the things that would have to be proved against Nyesom Wike. If not, then Nyesom Wike will certainly walk free and will have no question to answer within the eyes of the law, under the eyes of the law. Many thanks for watching. Do remember to subscribe and also share with your friends and loved ones so that together we can also sit informally to discuss issues of law in the breaking news.